Welcome to another educational video about screen printing and heat transfers by Catspit Productions. Today's video is brought to you by RhinoTech. Okay, today we're taking a look at a new heat transfer paper made by RhinoTech. This is a multi-surface laser heat transfer paper, and I do believe it is considered self-weeding. Okay, so let's discuss a little bit about this paper before we look at it. First of all, this paper is intended to do multiple surfaces. It can do mugs, ceramics, it can do metal, plastic, ceramic tiles, leather, and some types of cardstock, okay? So this transfer paper is pretty versatile, okay? Today, we're going to heat press a couple of mugs, okay? And we're gonna try to heat press a plaque. I didn't get to test the plaque heat pressing because I only had 4 of the transfers to put on here, okay? And that's the other thing. Let's before we go any further, let's also talk about what type of laser printer that you would need to work best with this RhinoTech self-weeding multi-purpose paper, which is called single print, by the way, okay? So this is single print, multi-surface laser self-weeding type heat transfer paper from RhinoTech. Today we're going to do mugs and plaques, but it can do metal, plastic, ceramics, and leather and other types of things, so it's very cool. Let's take a little moment to talk about what kind of laser printer you might want to use with this. Obviously, I have the instructions, the instruction sheet right here, which is always a good idea to have when you're working with your heat transfer papers, because specific times, temperatures, information, all this stuff can be critical to the success of the transfer. And I will read it to you right from the instruction sheet, what it says about what type of laser printer to use, okay? So, I quote from the instruction sheet, "This paper has been tested on the most popular copiers and printers on the market and can be utilized on most color laser copiers." And then in parentheses it says some HP printers or color laser printers. Then it also says in parentheses, both the older low temperature color laser copier printers that use fuser oil and the newer high temperature color laser copier printers that do not use fuser oil. Okay? This transfer paper will not work in an inkjet printer. This is laser transfer paper, okay? So don't get confused. This will only work in a laser transfer or a laser printer, sorry. Okay, laser transfer paper will only work in a laser printer. Okay? And RhinoTech goes on to recommend the Go Uno and all of the Oki Data color printers, color laser printers. Okay, so that can be a critical factor in the success of this process, is having the right color laser printer that works with the paper and doesn't give you any problems. Some of the RhinoTech papers I have found I'm unable to use in my HP. I have an HP color laser printer. It's not the greatest thing in the world, so oftentimes I'm not able to use it for heat transfers and stuff because it just melts the adhesive and stuff and makes a big mess. Okay, so that's something that you have to look into. You can contact RhinoTech for technical assistance. Okay, so check it out. Here's some of the products that we're gonna mess with today. Some mugs and some plaques. And it's important to note that your mugs or plaques or anything that you're going to use this single print transfer paper on should be white or light in color. Remember, because if you're using a color laser printer that does not have white toner, then you will not have white in the image. It's just like all the other standard type heat transfer papers that do not have any white. The white comes from the substrate. It comes from the product that you're transferring to. Okay, so today we're using white mugs and little plaques that have a white finished surface. And these are not special products. These are just products that you can buy anywhere. This is not like sublimation where you need a specific polymer coated product to do. These mugs, for instance, you can go into Walmart or Target and buy them and use this transfer paper on it. And plaques, metal, you know what I'm saying? In other words, it's not like sublimation in that the product has to be made for sublimation. This single print, multi-surface, laser, self-weeding transfer paper will have the ability to go on ordinary products. In addition to an excellent working color laser printer, you will need a mug press, okay, if you want to do mugs. All right, a mug press is a very small little press that is designed to heat press mugs, okay? We have one right here from RhinoTech. You can get these from RhinoTech if you like, and you can use the CatSpit promo code for 5% off. Or if you like, you can also order mug presses and heat presses directly from CatSpit Productions. Okay, so we have RhinoTech's nifty little heat press, mug press, and yeah, take a quick close-up look at it. So this procedure is fairly simple, but you're going to have to do some testing because the time, the temperature, and the pressure is critical to a good transfer on the mugs or any of the surfaces. It's critical to a good transfer, and it's also critical for the self-weeding properties to work properly. Okay, so make sure you understand that you are going to need to do some testing with the product and using some product. So you're going to have to do a few tests. Here I have 6, 7, 8 mugs that I tested with, and most of them are pretty good. A couple of them were, because they were the first few that I did. So, be aware that you're going to have to invest a little bit of product into testing to iron out the temperature, the time, and the pressures, okay? And remember that RhinoTech is available for technical assistance on this product. They're really good with that, so you can always contact them, okay? So, according to our instruction sheet, what we need to do is actually preheat, having a little brain fart there, preheat the mug, okay? So, let's see, it actually gives you some printing instructions, okay, and then it gives you some heat press instructions. Let's see, preheat the surface for 5 to 10 seconds before positioning the printed paper. Now that's something that I discovered, that when you heat the mug in the heat press, it gets hot, and then you can put the transfer on it and it sticks to the mug. Okay, so that you don't have to worry about positioning. What I might recommend is a place that you can set the mug up while it's hot, and then you can get eye level with the mug and put the transfer on it, okay, and then press it, okay, because you want to make sure that the transfer is straight on the mug, right? All right, so let's see. Make sure you have some, you make sure your heat press has the proper padding and everything is clean and in good shape, okay? And let's see, we're going to do 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. Now that we have the temperature set to 300, okay, it says apply heavy pressure. Now, it is a good thing I actually talked to Greg right now in the middle of making this video, and he mentioned that if you use too much pressure, the self-weeding properties may not work well. So again, I'm reminding you that the times, the temperatures, and the pressure are the things that are going to be critical, and you're going to have to test them out and make sure that you're getting the proper results, okay? All right, so I have a little mug here we're going to use, and it's probably a good idea, oh well, not this one, sorry. It's probably a good idea to wipe your mugs down. Let me get a blank one. Picked up the wrong one there. Okay, and it's probably, like I said, it's probably a good idea to wipe them down, not with your shirt, maybe with something else. Okay, and we're going to preheat. So we're going to slide this into the mug press and make sure that, let's set this back. I had it set for smaller mugs. So let's see, that pressure feels pretty good, okay? So now I'm going to heat it up for, what does it say? We should be following our instructions. Okay, preheat 5 to 10 seconds, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, right? Something like that, okay? We're going to take it out. Now we have to put the little transfer on. And again, I was saying that using an eye level situation, let's see if you can see, kind of like this. And actually, you know what? Cat hairs, you know, cat spit, cat hairs. So let's see, I don't even know if this is hot enough now. Okay, so it's not hot enough to take the transfer. This is one of the things that when I was testing, I had to try to figure out. How do you get the transfer onto the mug so that it'll stay there while you're pressing and not end up crooked, right? Well, the only way that I found to do it easily is to either use transfer tape, which I don't have any, okay, because I don't do transfers often, or to do like I'm doing here, which is basically just getting the mug hot enough for the thing to stick. And yowzers, it's hot. And this one's crooked, I can tell it right now. Okay, so I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to recall my thing here. And we're going to press, I'm winging it here, guys, all right? Oh, and you know what else you're going to need is a little X-Acto blade to pull these off. I'll use a box knife. But when I was doing testing, I used an X-Acto blade. And that was pretty cool. Okay, so let's see, 60 seconds, all right, we got to do. So I had my thing at 30, so I'm going to hit it twice, okay? Or actually, it'll count backwards too. All right, so we'll fast forward. So it's just about done. Let's pull it out and see what happens. Okay, here it is. It does say, let's see, peel hot to warm using a consistent speed or peeling motion. Uneven peeling will result in lines on the image. So you kind of have to get the edge up with a blade and peel it off consistently, shall we say. You know what? Aside from being a little crooked, that one looks pretty good. Wait. Hold up. One more thing that I almost forgot to tell you about the mugs. In order to make them dishwasher safe and permanent, you need to put them on a tray or something like this and put them in your oven in the kitchen at 350 for about 10 minutes. And that will bake the toner into the mug, right? Because it's a laser transfer. So you got to remember to do that. To finish up the mugs, heat your oven up, kitchen oven, you know, where you bake your cookies and your turkeys and all those goodies that you love to eat. Heat the oven up to about 350 and put the mugs in on a tray. I used a tray, bake them for about 10 minutes, and then they'll be good to go, okay? So don't forget to do that. After that wild adventure, we're going to go on another wild adventure, and we're going to try to do one of these plaques now. Again, I didn't get to test these. I didn't have sufficient materials at the time to test it, so we're going to just wing it and see what happens, okay? The first thing that you're going to have to do with your heat press is relieve the pressure pretty much all the way so that the press will be able to go down on this thick substrate. If you have a swinger press, a swinger which comes down, you know, with springs, kind of like this little RhinoTech hat press, it's a little swinger. Okay, I gotta move my skull. But a swinger would be a little bit easier to do these plaques in, I think, you know, than a clamshell like this. All right, so I'm just winging it. I relieve the pressure enough, but when it goes down, it still has some pressure, a good amount of pressure because it's a thick substrate. All right, so I've got the little transfer. I'm just going to use a piece of craft paper that I have. It's all wrinkled and old, and it's like I should really get a Teflon sheet, but okay. So we're just going to wing this and try this out. So you got to promise, even though I won't know, you got to promise not to laugh. Okay, if this sticks to the top and comes up and all this kind of stuff, you know, we're doing this live, unscripted, baby. Okay, as Kojak would say, yeah, baby. That's it, baby. Okay, so we're putting this down here. I'm going to place this on my plaque. Okay, And again, we're just winging this. The timer. We got to get the timer. Pardon me. Pardon me. Thankfully, it was right over there. Okay. Recall. We're going to do 60 seconds. Okay. All right, let's try it. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but let's try it. Okay, and fast forward. All right, it's just about ready, baby. I know probably a lot of you are too young to remember Kojak. Okay, there's a couple things we're going to get to laugh at about this one. I can see that already. Whoops. Okay, the first thing we're going to laugh at is the fact that the guys forgot to flip the artwork. I had RhinoTech print these out for me, just to make sure I wouldn't have any printing problems with the with my HP color laser printer, right? So I had RhinoTech print these out, and I didn't even realize it until just now. But look, this is a heat transfer. Okay, so it's they forgot to reverse it for some reason. I don't know, but we can still tell how the product works because it actually worked pretty well. And I can tell from this little test that I'd probably back the pressure off. We're going to show you this close up, but check it out. See, it's all backwards. It's all backwards, okay? And my mic is over here, so I apologize if the audio is a little off. But it actually transferred really cool. I like the transfer. I think the transfer on this plaque is a lot easier than the mugs. But again, I would back off the pressure, I think, because I think it pushed a little bit of the toner out, you know, and made it bleed just a slight bit. So I would probably release, you know, experiment with the pressure on this a little bit more. So let's wrap it up. Let's take a close look at these little products and wrap it up for today. And I'll give you my final thoughts. In a moment, my final thoughts. All right, so check it out. Here's a close-up shot of the product, and please don't laugh because for some reason, they forgot to flip the transfer for the plaque, but it actually worked pretty well. I'm impressed with the system. I think it has a lot of potential. These few items that I did under testing conditions came out pretty well, and I think if I took more time to fine-tune my process, they would be even better. So pretty cool stuff, and I think it's worth checking out. And I guess it's time to go on to my final thought. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the RhinoTech single print multi-surface self-weeding color laser heat transfer paper. Okay, I think this is a really good product. I think that it is a little bit touchy as far as time, temperature, and pressure. But once you get these things worked out, this product has a huge potential for embellishing, decorating different products. In fact, I believe one of the YouTube users who saw one of the videos on this, and even in the forum, they mentioned that they had already started experimenting with this on metal, and they were amazed with the results. So I think that this is an awesome product that requires a little bit of testing, a little bit of R&D, research and development, to make sure that you have everything right and that it will work consistently from mug to mug or from plaque to plaque so that you can produce a run of a dozen mugs that look consistently the same. So it may take a little bit of effort to fine-tune the process, okay, but in the end, I think the product is very versatile and I think it's very capable. So it's pretty cool stuff. Remember that I personally do not really use heat transfer products for commercial resale. Okay, so you know, these are the type of products that I use for novelty purposes. I give them away, I make them for my own use and stuff like that. But I've never really gotten into heavily using heat transfers commercially for my customers because I'm basically a direct textile screen printer, and I focus on t-shirts and I try to do the best job on those. So So when you ask me about these products commercially and whatnot, I can only tell you what I've learned through my testing and what I've learned through other people, helping other people and working with RhinoTech and all the posts on the forum and whatnot. So my experience with heat transfers is limited in the commercial realm. Okay, so just keep that in mind, but I just wanted you to know that because I'm not trying to mislead anybody. Catspit Productions does not produce any heat transfer products at all. We do only direct screen printing, and that's just because I focus on one product. There's no other reason really for that. I just like to focus on one product. But for many of you who have niche businesses and you have great social networking platforms and stuff, heat transfers can be a valuable process for you in your business. So it's definitely worth exploring, investigating, researching, and testing. Okay? So thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot to RhinoTech for supplying all this product. They supplied the heat press, they supplied some mugs, some transfer paper, plaques. They gave us everything to do this. We really appreciate that. RhinoTech's great. Those guys help us out and keep us making videos. We really appreciate that. So make sure you use the RhinoTech promo code, because by the end of this year, the promo codes may be discontinued. Okay, so look for more news about that and news about a brand new Catspit Productions e-commerce website where we will be selling screen printing supplies and products in order to support the continued production of free educational YouTube videos like the one you just watched. And eventually, we will bring RhinoTech products and Saudi products onto the Catspit Productions print supply website. Okay, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, that's it, folks. That's it, baby, as Kojak would say. If you don't know who Kojak is, Google him. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time and attention, and we'll see you next time. Now that's good coffee. Yeah.